Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Welcome again to our Friday 15 minutes podcast. Remember, we started this series of teaching on Monday on the subject, should you take your medicine? Now, listen to this. I've said a couple of things in the past 2 episodes. I want to go through it so that you will be able to flow with us easily in today's episode. Okay. Now, this is what we have discussed. We have discovered that a woman managed medication with faith, which is what I'm trying to explain. But I want to explain the role of the medical science and how you should view the medical science. Number one, the medical science is fighting the same devil that the faith preacher like me is fighting. That's number one. Then number two, this woman was still taking medication because she will need blood transfusion. She will need some drug to help her with her blood formation. She will need some antibiotics. But do you know what? Those things are not going to heal the source of her ailment. Number one, we know that devil is involved in every sickness. We know devil is involved. Okay. Now, number three, we have discovered that medical science is limited. Why? Because medical science is growing. Medical science is growing. You know, a few years ago, when people could not put to bed, they just resigned to faith, F-A-T-E. But today, no, there's a solution. They can take your husband's sperm, take your own egg, infuse them. Even if you want twins, they will give you twins. If you want triplet, they will give you triplet. And then when they have incubated it in their laboratory, the way they do it, sorry for my terminology, then they will put it back inside your tube. Then you have your baby. Now, a few years ago, that was what was working. During the period of Sarah, there was no technology like that, but today there is. So you see, medical is still growing. So today, there might not be a medication that can heal you. But listen to me, that does not mean that in 2 years' time, they wouldn't have discovered it. So medical science is limited today. But do you know, but God is not limited. God is not limited. So every assistance you can get from your medical doctor, take it. Okay. Now it's evident that what healed this woman with the issue of blood after 12 years was not a medication, because medical science is still growing according to that Mark 5:25-26. That has suffered many things of many physicians and has spent all that she had and was nothing better but rather grew worse. But do you know what? They were giving her blood transfusion. They were giving her antibiotics. They were giving her some drugs that was helping her with blood formation. But they have not discovered a drug that can cure the source of the sickness. So what healed her was her faith. That is not limited and not medication, according to Jesus in that Mark 5:34, where Jesus said, and he said unto her, daughter, thy faith hath made you whole. Go in peace and be whole of thy plague. Thy faith hath made you whole. So yes, it is true, medicine did not heal her. Medicine is limited. Are you hearing me now? Like I said a few years ago, if you cannot conceive baby, you resign to faith, F-A-T-E, expecting God to have mercy on you, a miracle to happen, like in the case of Sarah in the Bible. But today, I know many ladies who couldn't take in, but they have some few millions of naira. They went to the hospital, they take their husband's sperm, take their own egg, put it in the process, match the two together, started the process of baby formation, put it back into their tube, into their womb, and then they carry the baby. Now, a few years ago, that was not possible. You see, medical science is still growing. Medical science is still growing. So if today they have not found a cure to that illness, that does not mean that in another 2 weeks time they will not find it. They might. So today they might be limited. In fact, let me tell you, the truth is that your own medical doctor might even be limited. But there could be another doctor somewhere who have discovered how to heal that ailment. Are you listening to me now? So you see, because medical science involves human brain, so it is limited, so it's still growing. Are you hearing me now? So that's why you should not give up on medical science, because they might have the cure by tomorrow morning. Are you listening to me now? But at the same time, understanding that they are limited. But do you know, but God is not limited. God is not limited. And in this woman's case, I'm happy and I'm glad to God that it was not medicine that healed her, but it's her faith, which is not limited. And Jesus showed it to us, and we see how faith works. Mark 5:34, he said unto her, daughter, thy faith hath made you whole. Go in peace and be whole of that plague. Thy faith hath done the work. What medication could not do, but faith had done it. But do you know what? The woman didn't throw away the medication. Now, faith in what? That is the next question. And this is where I'm going to be building what you need to understand. Now that you have come this far, now begin to get this. So, medical science is not helping you, is not healing you right now. But there's no need to discard it. Still get what you can get. The little assistance they are still giving, there's no problem. Still keep taking it. Do you get I'm saying now? But now you see, your faith is not limited. What medical science cannot do, faith can do it. So it means that faith is not an impossible mission. If Jesus told this woman, thy faith, he didn't say God's faith. He said, thy faith had made you whole. So faith is not an impossible mission. Faith is a possible mission. Faith is a possible mission. Now, how did it work? How can you go by it? Now, the question is, Jesus said, thy faith had made you whole. Now, faith in what? Because medical science is already failing. Now, faith in what? Of course, you will probably quote now Matthew 9:20 to 22, and I'm going to be reading from the Passion Translation. Now, why I'm going to be reading from the Passion Translation? Because he used some detailed word that you need to get. He used detailed word. I'm not going to even read Mark account. Mark account only talk about the woman say, if I can touch the hem of his garment, if I can touch his clothes. No. It's deeper than that. The Passion Translation and Matthew account is deeper. It gave us the breakdown. Now, faith in what? Of course, like I said, you will quote Mark 9:20-22. Now, hear what Mark 9:20-22 said. He said, suddenly a woman came from behind Jesus and touched the tassel of his prayer shawl for healing. That exists in the Bible days. Every rabbi has a prayer shawl. No rabbi will pray for you in the Bible days without the prayer shawl. It's just like today, no Deeper Life woman will pray without a tie on their head. Life Changers Family Church women can pray without a tie. You see, they have a better revelation. But Deeper Life won't do that. So one day they will grow up to understand the revelation we also have. It's just a joke. Okay, now no priest, no rabbi in the Bible days will pray for you without a prayer shawl. Now that's not my subject today. But look at what this woman said. The Bible says, touch the tassel of his prayer shawl for healing. Now, every rabbi has a prayer shawl they pray from, but do you know what? Jesus' own has a tassel. Tassel is like fingers. It's like fingers at the end of his own prayer shawl. Of his own prayer shawl. Tassel is like fingers. Some fingers at the end of that cloth. So it was not Jesus' garment or Jesus' clothes that this man touched. It was the prayer shawl. It was prayer shawl. So she had been suffering from continual bleeding for 12 years, but had faith that Jesus could heal her. She had faith that Jesus could heal her. Jesus that she has never met, for she kept saying to herself, if I could touch his prayer shawl, are you hearing that language? If I could touch his prayer shawl, I would be healed. Just then, Jesus turned around and looked at her and said, my daughter, be encouraged. Your faith has healed you. And instantly she was healed. Now, you may quote this place and read what this woman did in this Matthew 9:20-25. and read what this woman did. But what healed this woman, listen to this, what healed this woman with the issue of blood was not that passage in that Matthew 9:20-22. That story you read is a story. That story was not what healed her. What healed her is what she knew before that story. You only read what she did. Doing what she did will not heal you. But do you know what? Knowing what she knew is what will heal you. Look at this. If a mechanic hit a certain part of your car and the car starts, you may hit that part and it will not start. You know why? Because you don't know how to hit it. You might just think that the man hit it, just hit it by hitting it. In fact, in the process, you can even damage that part. But there's a way he hit it that the car starts. So reading this story in Matthew 9:20-22 is not enough. But you have to understand what did she know. Now, what healed the woman with the issue of blood was her knowing where to touch. And that was from Malachi 4:1-2. Now, Jesus Christ wore clothes. Jesus Christ had a prayer shawl. If you read Mark account say she said that can touch the hem of his garment, and she touched the clothes of Jesus. Both are not details. Matthew went better by explaining to us that actually she touched the hem of Jesus Christ's garment, but actually the Passion Translation explained in details and gave us the full details that what she touched was not clothes. What she touched was the prayer shawl, and not just the prayer shawl. She touched the hem, the tassels of the prayer shawl. How did she do that? How did she know where to touch? Malachi 4:1-2. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yes, and all that do wickedly shall be stubbled, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name, and the son shall the Son of righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. Did he say arise with healing in his wings? Now, probably if you have the Passion Translation of this verse, which Passion Translation does not have, of this Old Testament, he will have said there shall be healing at the tassel of his prayer shawl. So meaning that healing in his wings was referring to the tassel of his prayer shawl. This woman's faith in what Malachi prophesied about Jesus in that Malachi 4:1-2 was what healed her in that Matthew 9:20-22. So this passage in that Malachi 4:1-2 was what healed her. She knew about these scriptures long before she met with Jesus physically and taught the tassel of his garment physically, according to that Matthew 9:20-22 that we read, that said, suddenly a woman came from behind Jesus and touched the tassel of his prayer shawl for healing. She had been suffering from condition bleeding for 12 years, but had faith that Jesus could heal her through her. For she kept saying to herself, if I could touch his prayer shawl, I will be healed. Jesus Jesus turned around and looked at her and said, my daughter, be encouraged. Your faith has healed you. And instantly she was healed. Touching Jesus was not what got the job done, but knowing where to touch was what got the job done, and she knew it from that Malachi 4:1-2. You know what? I've just run out of time. But what I'm saying is this, which I'm going to continue on Monday from this particular Malachi 4:1-2, because we really need to get it. Now listen to this. What healed the woman was not the story you read in Matthew 9:20-22. What healed the woman is Malachi 4:1-2. What the woman knew. What the woman knew is not what the woman did. The deed started from the knowing. If there was no knowing and there's a deed, because listen to me, she touched Jesus just like the crowd has been touching Jesus. So, and we never read that there are other people in that crowd that got healed who told Jesus. I just fully run out of time now. Do you know what? On Monday, I will continue exactly from that Malachi 4, 1 to 2. From here, I want to tell you that Jesus Christ is Lord.